And I came all the way from Montreal. It is such an honor to be here today to speak to each one of you, because in Montreal our protests have been deemed illegal. So yeah. So it's really nice to see all of you here. You guys are giving me a breath of hope, and it's really truly awesome. So yes, good job, you guys. You deserve. So oh my gosh, where to start? Like, my kids can't even go to school because in Quebec they will not honor exemptions. My high school student was masked on the first day of school because the principal did not want to have her exempted. She did not have my parental consent, but she told my daughter, if you don't wear a mask, you go home. So my daughter, who hadn't seen her friends for the past 6 months, wore a mask. And when I found out, I went to pick her up and pulled her out of school. So she's doing online schooling. It's going pretty good for her. My youngest daughter, she's doing online because I wasn't going to have the same thing happening to her. And she's not doing so good on the online. So I pulled her out of online, and I'm doing homeschooling because her mental well-being is more important than learning through a computer. They can't have their teachers. They can't have their friends. They're being forced to be masked. And if we would do that to our children, we'd have the CPS, I think it's here, or something like that, up our butt, trying to take our children away for child abuse. But these school systems are doing it to our children, and they have the right to do it. And then when you call them out on it, they call me confrontational, and they tell me they're doing it for the best interest of my child. I was at the protest on October 3rd, and I was supposed to speak there, and this is when our protest was deemed illegal by our public health in Quebec, which these people just use green, yellow, orange crayons to color the map of Quebec, tell us which zones are which zones, and you're not allowed to travel from a red zone to an orange zone to a green zone. Our restaurants are closed, our gyms are closed. The only thing that's really open are the schools and the businesses. The government has even told us that there's no back to normal until June 2022, people. Okay? So, yes, and that's it. I was in Rimouski, and these UN people came out of 2 Voyager buses, all armed up, no identification. All they had were red rectangles on their right shoulder. They had numbers in their back, and they were pushing a perimeter all around us, and if we didn't go, they made it clear that they had 3 buses waiting for us. So since then, the protests in Montreal have really died down. Last week they did a convoy, because if we do a convoy, we're social distancing, and we don't have to wear a mask in our car. So about 1,000 cars went up and did that. But I mean, the police there are ticketing people, and it's $15,000 the ticket, whether it's social distancing or the mask fines. Obviously, they're unconstitutional, and if we fight them in court, we will win. But a lot of people in Montreal, especially, are scared, and they will kind of comply. We had the gyms this week that were supposed to really push back against the government, and 260 business owners were going to defy the government order and open up this Thursday. But the government came back out saying, if you guys open, we're ticketing you up to $6,000, and we're ticketing the customers. So do you know what happened? The gyms didn't open this week. So, and in Montreal too, there's a new tent city happening now. There's, I just heard about it. I posted it on my Facebook, and there's 60 families with children who are living in tents now because they lost their jobs, they lost their houses, all due to these COVID measures. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an update from Montreal, from Quebec. I want you guys to keep on fighting, because this is beautiful, and even if we are, yes, want none of you to ever back down. Take those tickets. Fight those tickets. These are our rights. They are our children. Let's go. Liberté. 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 Thank you, Toronto. I love you.
Happy Halloween, Toronto! I hope everybody has plans tonight to go to party, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, defying government orders. It's a full moon tonight, so we gotta get extra crazy. Our government has flipped the switch. It's no longer time for us to be afraid. On this Halloween, let's make today mark the day that the government starts to fear us. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is freedom. It's that simple. And we know they're afraid. Look to the news. The MPs, elected officials, are smelling the blood in the water. They've already launched an investigation against Ford and the rest of them. Whoa, no. And what is the Trudeau government doing? They're trying to pass a law to make themselves immune to lawsuits. Why would they do that? Maybe because they realize that everybody figured out that they're getting scammed in this scamdemic. They're getting played in this plandemic. And the chickens are coming home to roost. It's almost pitchfork time, baby. Our government is starting to realize that they've overplayed their hand. Our government is starting to realize that the people have woken up. We aren't waking up. People are awake now. It's just a matter of them getting up off their couch, getting out of their house. So make no mistake, in the next coming weeks, they're going to put the pressure on us. They're going to lock us down for our own good, of course. We need this. We need those people that know this is wrong but are too afraid to get up. We need them to be stuck in their homes. We need them to get depressed. We need them to get mad. We need them to get as mad as we are. We need to get even more mad than we are. And when that happens, when this reaches critical mass, we will achieve that united non-compliance. And to keep this momentum going, we have to keep these traditions alive. Take your kids trick-or-treating. Open up your houses to your friends. Hand the friggin' candy to them. If I see anybody using tongs or handing out hand sanitizer, I'm going to show up at your house. I made this myself, by the way. Why am I the Punisher? I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious. Trudeau, Ford, Tory, the rest of them, they're facing punishment. And who better to bring it to them? These people are getting desperate. They're like a wounded animal. Probably a rabid wounded animal, but nonetheless a wounded animal. We need to push through Halloween. We need to stay strong through these coming months. And we need to all come together like we've never come together before for the Santa Claus parade. I've been getting people from different provinces telling me that they're coming down. So we're going to have a crowd like I can't even imagine. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and it's going to be the event, once again I'm going to predict this, that brings the mask wearers and the non-mask wearers together in the common good of Christmas spirit. And no matter what, the government cannot break that spirit. That's what we're going to show them this holiday season. We're going to end 2020 on a high note, a positive note. And in 2021, we're coming out strong. We're coming out hard. And we're going to end this lockdown, and we're going to hold the government accountable. But today is a holiday, so I want everybody to just have fun and enjoy the rest of the day. We have a crazy dance planned in the March, so do not want to miss it. Everybody look around, say Happy Thanksgiving, friends, family, law enforcement. We salute you all. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, my friend. Wow. Hands together for Vlad. Hello, Toronto! I'm gonna get a little higher so people in the back can see me. Here you go. Hello, Toronto! What a life, what a life. This is once in a lifetime opportunity for us to be present. And present is really key word for everyone to be mindful of. This is definitely unprecedented time. You know me, guys, we've been doing this, my personal participation. May 2nd was my very first protest. The reason why I always say that, my very first protest ever in my life was on May 2nd. I repeat that again. So whoever's here for the first time, let's give it up for those people being here for the first time. Please understand, it actually means nothing to the extent who's here talking. What means way more is who's right there. So please look around yourself again and give a round of applause. Everybody showing up here today. Please understand, if we have any chance to resist and oppose, we need to grow in numbers. So when you are engaging with people, you have to come from love. You have to come from compassion. You have to come from understanding that people are fearful. We've been brainwashed by fear propaganda now for 7 months. I've been saying it for 2 months, for 5 months, now it's over 7 months. So please understand, the best way you can interact with them is actually ask them questions. Engage them, let them question the narrative about the whole thing. One of the easiest questions you can always ask them, did you always trust the government and media before? And if the answer is no, why are you doing it this year? What changed in 2020? Right? It's a simple question, but please understand, this is, let's not knock me down. There you go, thank you. So, the questions, the other question, do you know what's the life expectancy of the average Canadian? It's 82 years old. Do you know what's the average age of a person dying with COVID? And I say with COVID, not from COVID for a reason. A lot of you know why. It's 86. So are people dying because of COVID somehow, or they just dying of old age, or we don't die from old age anymore? And data is coming out, guys. I don't want to bore you with data. You can go online. It's a ton of people. Del Bigtree, David Icke, Brent Swanson. There's a ton of people. Amazing polling. And this is very important. They are so scared of us. Let's give it up for that. They are so scared of us. Because they cannot talk about the real issues. They cannot actually discuss what we're talking about, the real data. The only avenue they have left for themselves is just delete it. It's erase it. And that's called brainwash propaganda and censorship. And that's a scare tactic because we're so desperate. So please understand, we are winning. We're gaining the numbers. Everyone who's joining the movement, they're staying with us. And we have new people join every single day. And that's how we know we are winning. Whoever's here today, I can see all the true patriots I've seen for the last 7 months. And it's been true pleasure and a privilege to travel across this country. And what I have to tell you right now, I see these faces all across the country. And the faces that I'm talking about are the leaders of this country. Give it up for yourself again. The leaders of this country are present here today. And anywhere I travel across this beautiful Canada that we have, and we're going to defend with everything we have to the last breath without a mask for our children's sake and our sake, is the leadership of this country is tremendous. It's exceptional. And again, there are people of agenda that are scared of us. The great news is the shift already started, guys. The tide already has turned. So it's not about who waiting for the tide to turn. It already has turned. Again, this is why the attacks are getting so desperate. So we know we're winning. So don't worry, don't stress. Focus on positivity. Focus on the new things that are coming. Look at this as a golden opportunity to expand the whole reality that we have. Thank you, Carl. This is a new initiative that we're starting. We are all essential. Let's say it all together. We are all essential. We are all essential. We are all essential. We are all essential. So the mindset is for this is you are essential as an individual. You are essential if you're a business owner. The business for you is essential. It's a breath and it's a lifeline for yourself and for your family. Who is to say who's essential or not? Most of you know, guys, I'm coming from Soviet Union. I lived through the tyrannical government. I lived through the statement, we are all in this together. We are all the same. Guess what? We're not. Especially right now. The people in the government didn't lose their job. The people in the government didn't lose their income. A lot of them actually got a raise. I'm going to address Mayor Tory specifically. Give it up for Tory. Boo. I gave an interview to Rebel News maybe 3-4 months ago when initially they were hiring these consultants to help businesses to open. You know what's the salary for those consultants in Toronto? $50,000 a month.
Fuck you!
Are you kidding me? 50 grand a month to consult how the businesses to open in Toronto? This is what I said to Rebel News 4 months ago, and I'm going to say it again. You know how you open your business? Open! That's it! If you had brains and skills to open your business, guess what? You can navigate your adult life. We are so done with being treated like children. We are done. Yes or yes? We know how to wash our hands. We know how to stay healthy. The government never made us healthy. I get it, guys. I get it. For Canadians especially, it's a challenge. You cannot comprehend that the government does not have a best interest for you. You cannot comprehend that the government actually might want to hurt you. This is happening all across the world, and guess what? It's happening here in Canada. And not just this year. This has been happening in Canada this whole time. We still don't have access to clean drinking water in this country. Are you kidding me? You want to spend billions and trillions of dollars of Canadian taxpayer monies to fund World Health Organization, which can stand for World Health Organization. Yes or yes? You want to give money to other vaccine companies that are only going to poison and actually hurt and actually kill other people? Are you kidding me? You know how you stay healthy? Myself, I'm a health and wellness coach for the last 20 years. My amazing co-founder, Carl McDonald, he's also been in the wellness industry. We know how to stay healthy. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Take your supplements. Drink fresh water. Take the sunshine. Breathe oxygen without obstruction. Yes or yes? These are the health advice that you do not hear from health experts. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Hey, Dr. Davila, I can't even call you doctor. You're not. Davila, what kind of medical expert are you? If you're in charge of the public health of this city, how come the public health of the city is the worst it's been in years? Isn't that interesting that for the whole country, when the government at the municipal, at the provincial, and at the federal level, again, spending so much money to supposedly for the health and safety of the public, how come people are the worst health ever? They're overweight, the diabetes through the roof, the high blood pressure, etc. But more than anything, the suicides are skyrocketing. The overdose deaths are skyrocketing. People are dying from cancer surgeries. Are you kidding me? You know what you need to do? You need to test people and you need to give screening for cancer, because that's a real disease we've been fighting all for a very long time. You don't need to test people for something that has a survival rate of over 99%. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are all essential, guys. We are all essential. So this message specifically is to all the business owners. Wake up. Thank you. Wake up, business owners. I I've been talking to you. I have two backgrounds besides being a health and wellness coach. I also worked in restaurants for over 10 years as a server and a bartender in the city. I know all the chefs. I know Mark McEwen. I worked with him on catering gigs years ago. Anybody read the article, Mark McEwen, right? Yeah. Anybody read about Paramount CEO that he literally says his chains of restaurants not going to survive another 60 days? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let me remind you something, and again, this is not for you. This is for the officials that are getting paid $50,000 a month to help open the businesses. In 2003, in February, we had a SARS outbreak. Anybody remembers that? Guess what City of Toronto did in 2003? Nothing! No, actually, they did something very good and positive. Because in 2003, people were scared. I'm going to make this for a very important reason statement. People were very scared in February 2003 because of the SARS outbreak. People didn't want to go out. People wanted to stay inside and be safe. So the City of Toronto created an incentive program. It's called Winterlicious. It was created in 2003 during SARS outbreak in the City of Toronto. And it was designed to encourage people to leave their house in February, in the middle of the pandemic, so they can go to the restaurants and they can support the local businesses. Why can't we reinvent that program to help open the businesses? I mean, we've done it for the last 16 years. Guess what? I don't need 50 grand from the City of Toronto. I'm okay. I'll manage somehow. But this is what you do, guys. If you are a business owner, literally last night, in an hour, I created a simple website. I'm going to need some help from people. WeAreAllEssential.ca is the new initiative we're going to have across this whole country. Yes or yes? Yeah! The two main businesses that we want to help and support and encourage them to stay open are the restaurants and gyms, because they are essential to our health, to our mental health, to our physical health. Are you kidding me? You're going to work out in a mask? Like, seriously? Like, this is what it's come to, the civilization of humanity? That by 2020, we finally figured it out, that the best way you can work out is by wearing a mask. Like, what? Maybe if you want to train for the altitude training, like people did, but besides that, you do not wear the mask. Good Life Gym is down the street, okay? They're trying to tell people. Sure. Guys, we need a sidewalk. Please, step back. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Guys, we got to make sure we have a path on a sidewalk. So have a little bit of a path on the sidewalk. So just a little bit back, please. Everyone, I'm going to continue once everybody steps back. Thank you very much, sir. A little bit on the side there, please, guys. Thank you. We good? Perfect. Last couple of minutes, guys. So we are all essential. Restaurants, open your freaking restaurant. Open your freaking restaurant. I watched a phenomenal interview yesterday. Where are my Italian family? Give it up for Italians. Obviously, most restaurants that worked in the City of Toronto were Italian, so I really considered my second family. I love Italians, right? Yes or yes? So there's an amazing man, a man with a big letter M at the front in California that never closed down his restaurant at all. So whoever is in Toronto is afraid of our municipality. This man in California, one of the most tyrannical states in the whole world almost right now, and he never closed his restaurant. And not even that, you're not allowed inside a restaurant with a mask. They ask politely for people to take off the mask before they go into the restaurant. If you want to see that interview, go on our website, WeAreAllEssential.ca. It's under Open Your Restaurant. The interview with that restaurateur is phenomenal. This is what we need to do in the City of Toronto. Open your restaurant, let people come how they want to come. They want to wear the mask, let them wear the mask. They don't want to wear the mask, you're not allowed to force them to wear a mask. You're endangering their health. Do you want to be liable? Because that's what's going to be happening. Gyms open up. I am a personal trainer, so I can say that. All the years you spend training and bodybuilding, how about the biggest thing, your backbone? Any gym owner, how about we train the backbone and open your freaking gym already? We have a bunch of signs here for you guys. The main sign I want most people to carry, please, we are all essential. Let's promote that initiative. This is going to be nationwide. I have a Zoom with Steph and Blaine from Quebec. Give it up for Quebecois, Steph and Blaine. Zoom is at 7 p.m. We're going to promote that with him. I'm also going to be with Mark Fraser from Saskatoon. This is a nationwide campaign. Carry it on the march. We all essential and all the other signs. Check out the website, connect with me. November 5th, that's when we all open them. Remember the 5th of November. Yes or yes? So let's get the nationwide campaign going. We are all essential. Open up your businesses. Put a sign in your window to protest and open. And if you need any help and support, we all gonna come help and support. Rebel News also started the same initiative. The website is iwillopen.com. Let's unite all the forces and open up the businesses. That's the main force we have to adjust the social economic society right now, because most people are going to the businesses. Guys, I love you all. Stay healthy. Tomorrow we are in Durham as well. Amazing festival of life with musicians and comedians. If you have any questions, reach out to me. hugsnation2020@gmail.com. Let's go! Give it up for Vlad!
Today, we have a new speaker. Her name is Sarah Chatunian. Please put your hands together. She is a chief nurse steward.
Hello, freedom fighters! I don't want to go out there. I'm scared of heights. Are there any healthcare workers in the crowd? Woo! We see you, and we're here for you. Okay, I'm going to read this, and I'm really normal, so stressed out, so I might forget how to read. Okay.
Guys, I'm up here. I've been up here for a long time. Guys, keep it down for a minute, because Sarah here has a little bit of stage fright. Can you guys give her some love to say it's okay to be up here? Right? We're all doing our best up here, so give some love to Sarah. She's going to do her best. Get going, girl.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. My name is Sarah. I'm a nurse, and I work in a nursing home. I'm also the founder of Nurses Against Lockdowns, an organization who aims at uniting all healthcare workers and giving them a voice. Our message is, the cure cannot be worse than the disease. As nurses, we took a note to do no harm, yet the unjustified lockdowns are forcing us to do the opposite. At first, everyone agreed that as frontliners, we were underpaid and we needed to be treated better. We started by getting a temporary bonus to cover our losses, but now most of us have been left behind and still unable to return to our second jobs. As if that's not enough, our rights are constantly being trampled on. We need to do as we are told and comply, or we're bad nurses who are a danger to our patients. We're told that we have a choice when it comes to the testing, but that choice may mean we're out of a job. Our rights seem to be vanishing by the minute. Nobody is standing by us, so the time has come for us to stand for ourselves. Hence, Nurses Against Lockdowns. As healthcare workers, we're not just worried about our rights and salaries, of course. Our biggest concern is humanity and where this is all heading. Obviously, we're worried about the entire population, but there are three groups that need our immediate attention: the elderly, our children, and the growing number of people struggling with mental health issues. Did you know that each resident in a nursing home gets an allowance of $9 per day for food here in
in Ontario, while prisoners get almost $15. That's how much they care about our most sick elderly. And they're going to come and tell us that we're shutting down the economy to protect them? Sounds like BS.
It is BS.
Nursing homes were hit the hardest, with residents being isolated from their families for 7 months now. They were just starting to get visits, and here comes the second wave. Public health is already calling outbreaks, front, back, and center. That means that every resident must stay in their room for a period that can be up to 14 days, even with no one having symptoms. It's ridiculous. It's devastating. Our elderly are being treated like prisoners in solitary confinement. The lockdowns have been detrimental to their well-being. Some have died of broken hearts, and many others of failure to thrive.
Absolutely.
I found a letter of appreciation that Carolyn Turek, an MD, wrote to Randy Hillier, and I couldn't agree with it more. It said, "The elderly do not want to stay alive at all costs. They want quality of life and to be close to their families and caregivers. Studies show that the more social and emotional engagement people have, the more resistant they are to viruses," end quote. Why on earth are we doing the opposite of what we know to be right? It's becoming increasingly clear that there's a big hidden agenda. These are crimes against humanity. Nobody has the right to tell us when and where we see our loved ones, ever. Thanks. Our second group of concern are the children. Our beautiful children. Wearing a mask is unsafe for anyone, but it has even more detrimental effects on a growing child's brain development due to a decrease in oxygen intake. Not only that, but facial recognition is super important for their social development. And let's not forget that kids wearing masks makes it much harder for us to identify them, making it easier for predators to prey on them. Also, kids tend to play around with the masks more. They get them dirty and wet, which creates more moisture, which is the perfect environment for bacterial growth, which can lead to all kinds of health issues, including bacterial pneumonia, which can be quite severe for kids or anyone. Kids are not even getting seriously sick from the virus and can be used to build herd immunity. So why all the extremely harmful measures? We should be letting them run around and letting their immune system do what it does best, build immunity. Kids are being traumatized into thinking that death lingers everywhere and that they may be the cause of the loss of a loved one. It's brutal for them. Many will struggle with mental health issues throughout their lives because of it. They are being indoctrinated and conditioned to follow without thinking and learning that questioning the narrative has negative consequences. Can't let that happen. They want the next generations to live in fear, be submissive, and obedient. Well, we're here to tell them that's not happening. We're raising our kids to be fearless, critical thinkers who question everything and are not afraid to fight for what is right. The third group of concern is people with mental health issues. This one hits really close to home for me. I'm a survivor and advocate of child sexual abuse. Many of the people I love the most struggle with their mental health, myself included. Due to the fear of financial instability and isolation that the lockdowns are creating, we are seeing a significant rise in depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and substance abuse. There has also been an increase in overdoses and suicide, with CAMH predicting up to 2,114 excess deaths by suicide here in Canada by the end of 2021. What about those lives? Don't they matter? Before the lockdown, I was in the best place of my life. I'd been completely sober for a few years, had lost going to the gym and taking good care of myself. I got help from the Gatehouse, a safe place for adult survivors of child sexual abuse. Their programs helped me so much that I became a facilitator there and even started my own organization called Lighting Up Dark Corners to empower survivors. Good for you! I felt unstoppable until the pandemic hit. I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and some of my biggest triggers are control and oppression. I've been continuously triggered and hyper alert ever since this all started. It's been exhausting, and without my usual stress relievers like the gym and group therapy, it's been almost impossible to control my anxiety. I could have given into my rage and drowned it with alcohol since all the liquor stores stayed open, but that would have meant that they would have won. I couldn't let it happen. That's when I decided to channel my rage towards something positive and speak out. Can you imagine what it did to people who were already in distress? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that the lockdowns do a lot more harm than they do good. We now know so much more than we did back in March, and with all that we know now, it would make no sense to shut down again. So why is the establishment continuously talking about even stricter lockdowns? We've had several treatments available, yet doctors are not allowed to prescribe them. Dr. Sebi once said, quote, "A society that keeps cures a secret so that they can continue to sell medication for huge profit is not a real society, but a huge mental asylum." And that's exactly where we are. So what do we do about it? We don't comply. We unite. We organize. We speak up. And we fight. Oh, where am I? Oh, yeah. This is your organization, and anyone in any type of healthcare setting can join. We are your voice, and therefore we want to hear from you. I saw this video about a panel of doctors, and I thought this would be the perfect quote to end with. Quote, "We reject a new normal. And we don't want the old normal neither, because that's what got us here. We want a better normal." Oh, and I want to thank the line for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Please join us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Nurses Against Lockdowns, or email us at nursesagainstlockdowns@hotmail.com. Let's get together and bring these psychopaths to justice. Peace and love. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Not bad for a first time in front of us. I have a feeling here we have one of our nurse warriors here in the future for sure. Thank you, Sarah.